Let's add a new species to our reptile house in the Elm Hill City Zoo, the Spectacled Caiman. A lot of you wanted me to add those caimans to the reptile house, and I can totally see why. This is one of the best models in Planet Zoo. I really hope you guys will enjoy this episode. Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome back to the Elm Hill City Zoo. Today we'll add another reptile to our reptile house, the Spectacled Caiman. This will be another fully indoor enclosure in our reptile house, just as we did for other crocodilians. And this is actually the 6th reptile that we are adding to this building. This enclosure will be a bit different than the ones that we've built, for example, for the saltwater crocodile or the alligator. They had this indoor jungle in the center of this entire building with the indoor river, and the guests could actually enter there with 2 bridges. However, this one will be a bit different. It will be like a typical zoo terrarium or vivarium, something like we did for the Asian water monitor. So we'll have a glass viewing on one side for the guests to be able to observe the animals, and in the background we'll have the rock wall decorated with a lot of different exotic plants, lianas, branches, and a lot of this stuff. And of course we'll have a big water section for our caimans to swim in, and we'll have land sections for them to just chill on or just bask in the light to eat and do their regular stuff. I am so happy to speak to you guys finally in a non-scripted video. I had a lot of videos coming out recently, but most of them were very scripted, so I didn't have just space in there to talk about all the things that were happening recently, and there was quite a lot. First, and the biggest thing, is that the channel has gained 30,000 subscribers. Those numbers are always so mind-blowing to me. This is so intimidating that so many of you are watching my little videos. And yeah, hello to all the new people. A lot of you joined recently. This has probably a lot to do with the new console edition for Planet Zoo. So yeah, I am so happy that you guys are here. I am so happy that you clicked that subscribe button. Thank you so much. This really helps my little channel to grow. It's not so little, I think, anymore. And yeah, I think I need to come up with a way to celebrate that. I just was a bit surprised by this amazing milestone. I was already creating this video, like building for the caimans, so I didn't do anything special because I wanted to release this video, but maybe we'll still do something. And yeah, if you guys started to watch my channel because you just, started playing Planet Zoo because of the release of the console edition, first of all, hello, thank you so much for subscribing again. Secondly, if you like to watch previous videos from this series, there is a whole Elm Hill City Zoo video playlist on my channel, so we can see how we started to build this reptile house, how we were like adding more and more reptiles to it. We are already on reptile number 6, and there are still 2 more to go. So if you like to see how the enclosures for example the gharial or the saltwater crocodile look, definitely you can find them on my channel. But yeah, today it is time to build for the Spectacled Caiman. In my opinion, one of the best looking animals in Planet Zoo. The model is just so incredible, and this one is actually available for all the players because the wetlands pack is also available on consoles right now. So if you guys would like to, for example, recreate that, try to recreate what I'm doing here on the screen, you guys watching from the consoles are also able to do that. You won't have all the building pieces or the plans, but you can try to build something like similar. You guys need to wait for the Twilight pack, because the Twilight pack will bring the stalagmites, and the rock walls that I'll be using here in the background of this habitat will be made out of the stalagmite pieces that are still not available to you, but you will get them soon because the Twilight pack is already like announced. The premiere of it will be in May, right? So it's not long from now. I prefer to mention this because, as you guys could probably see, I uploaded my first ever tutorial on Planet Zoo. I did a new foliage tutorial that you can see on my channel, and in there I included a lot of plants from the DLCs that some of you playing on consoles still do not have in the game, and I got so many questions on where you can find those plants, and unfortunately some of them are still not available to you, but they will be gradually added, so in the end you guys will have all of those things that I'm using in my builds and my tutorials. And by the way, thank you so much for the amazing response to the tutorial. You guys loved it, you left so many amazing comments. I will of course put the link down in the description to the tutorial and on the screen in case you guys haven't seen that. But yeah, this was my first ever tutorial on YouTube. I was a bit like insecure about this because I don't think like I have this gift of explaining things to other people. I don't know, some people are made for that. Some people just have very hard time explaining things to others, and I am one of those. A lot of you told me in your messages or in the comments that it was very helpful. Some of you told me that this is a tutorial on how to get from 60 to 12 FPS because there was so many plants that I was adding. Yeah, true, but I'm not playing Planet Zoo for the performance, I am playing it for the looks. If you guys still haven't realized, my zoos are very detailed but also very laggy because of it. If you don't want to build like this, if you want to still use free plants in your habitats, you are so, of course able to do that. Like, I released my tutorial just because so many people asked for it, so many people wanted to see how I am building, how I am adding those plants to my habitats, and this is how I do it basically. I add a lot of them, tons of them, thousands of them, but in the end this is what makes my habitats nice, I think, because I really like the plant aspect about my habitats. The other thing that I released recently that you guys also really enjoyed was the new updated wishlist for habitat animals in Planet Zoo. Frontier recently confirmed in the live stream that they are not quite done yet with the support for the PC version of Planet Zoo, so I decided to, you know, a bit speculate or share with you guys my wish list of my favorite animals that I would like to see in Planet Zoo. I did it over a year ago, so many things changed, I've been to so many zoos, I saw so many wonderful animals, so I wanted to update my wish list, and it is also out. The link will be again down in the description and on the screen if you guys would like to see it. I also wanted to clarify one thing because I got so many questions on this. You guys probably saw that I wasn't too active when it comes to the release of the console version of Planet Zoo. Frontier actually reached out to me and wanted to offer me the early access for the console edition of Planet Zoo, so I could also do some videos and release them just as other content creators did. But unfortunately I only own PS4, so it's not able to run Planet Zoo, and I didn't feel like, you know, buying a console just for the release of the game that I will still be playing on PC. I think that I played on my PS4 like 1 year ago or over a year ago last time, so I don't really play on consoles, and I didn't want to buy one just to record 2 videos because I just wouldn't start another series on console if I have so many different series not finished here on YouTube on the PC version of this game. So yeah, that's why I didn't upload anything, because I saw a lot of questions asking about the console edition. There are so many nice tutorials, there is so many nice videos that have been already uploaded that I am sure that you guys will find something for you. And one more new thing, one more new announcement sort of before we'll start to talk about this habitat that we are building in here, is that there will be a lot of new things in the future on my channel, because there will be some collaborations, some new projects, maybe not big projects, but some things that I will do with other people, so there will be new collaborations here on my channel. I hope you guys will enjoy them. I love collaborations because every time I am learning so much from them. And I know that you guys also like to see other creators collaborating and interacting, so yeah, there will be one in Planet Zoo, there will be one in Jurassic World Evolution 2, but more on that later. But before I will actually start to talk about our caimans, we have 2 new sponsors in the Elm Hill City Zoo. Give a big warm welcome to Raju, who decided to become a sponsor of the Asian Water Monitors. Congratulations! And also huge thanks to Fiatime Colin, who decided to become a sponsor of the Galapagos giant tortoises. Thank you guys so much. And if you'd like to become a sponsor of the habitat in the Elm Hill City Zoo, all you have to do is become a member of my channel with the join button down below and leave me a comment under any of my videos saying what habitat you would like to sponsor. I will create your custom plaque and I will hang it next to the habitat. And also to clarify, the habitats can have more than one sponsor. This is not like something is already taken or you need to book it somehow, or I don't know, animals and enclosures can have more than one sponsor. Okay, so when it comes to our caiman, there are two smaller, like medium-sized crocodilians in the game. Those are both caimans, and for them I decided to build like a different habitat because I felt like something that we are doing for crocodiles and for the alligators in the zoo in this house might look a bit too big, so I decided to build like a typical terrarium for them. This is also a little spoiler about what animal we'll be adding next to this house. Maybe I'll do a little break between those, maybe I'll add another animal somewhere else in the zoo in between, but the next one will also be a very similar one to the one that we are adding today. But the Spectacled Caiman is a really interesting species because of the spectacles, because of the bony ridge on its eyes. They are native to South and Central America. They mainly live in tropical rainforests, but also in grasslands, shrublands, savannas. They are very adaptable to different environments, but today we'll build something more like jungly, something more tropical for those guys. So as you guys can see, I've been adding a lot of different tropical plants on top of this rock structure that I created. In the crocodiles exhibit, a lot of times the plants are not really accessible to the animals. I think that it is due to the fact that they would simply destroy it, you know, just walk on them, like scratch them with their claws or anything. That's why a lot of those plants will be up there. There will still be some down on the land sections where they can chill, just lay, but the majority of the nicer plants will be up there on the rock walls. I don't know if you guys remember, but for the Asian water monitor I created like an implied climbing frames or climbing lianas that they can just simply climb on and chill on. Those animals can climb in real life. Unfortunately in Planet Zoo they cannot, but I still wanted to reuse those climbing frames in here because I really like them. Of course the caimans wouldn't be able to climb on those, but they sort of give this like very tropical and rainforest vibe to this enclosure. I added some different plants on top of them, like for example the peacher plants, and I really like the look of this. I think that it really helped to, you know, just give this habitat a unique feeling, that it is sort of a bit different from every other habitat that we have in this house. Talking about the reptile house, I know that so many of you wanted to see the Spectacled Caiman in here. I'm so happy that it is actually finally here in the house because I really like it. As I told you at the beginning, I think that the model of this crocodilian is just exceptional. It looks almost real, so yeah, really nice addition to our park, really nice addition to our reptile house. One of the smallest ones in the game will still have the smallest one, actually the smallest crocodilian added in here in the future. This episode today was actually meant to be something else. I wanted to build for some other very requested animal out of the house somewhere else in the zoo, and then in the episode after this we were supposed to build for the caimans, but I sort of didn't have time and I still wanted to release a new video. By the time you are watching this, I'll be on my friend's birthday party in Warsaw, so I'll be, you know, spending my weekend away from home. That's why I had to build something that will be easier and faster, and building for the caimans, it was quite a fast thing because I am reusing so many things that we already used in this house for other reptiles. I want to make this whole building look cohesive, so all the enclosures, they look like they come from the same building, but they still have some different twists and turns that make them look unique. So this allows me to reuse some other things from different enclosures, such as the colors of the decals, such as the, I don't know, the different kinds of plants that I was already using here. So it makes the whole building a bit faster because I don't have to look for the pieces that would work for those enclosures. Also, things like the skylights that you guys could see me use also were reused. I also used the lights and lamps that I used already for different enclosures, and the ventilation system and stuff like this. We also have sprinklers in here that will be added at the end of the video for all the exotic plants that are here in this enclosure. What I didn't have and had to create from scratch was something that I actually did at the beginning of the video. So it was the whole viewing gallery. I had something in similar colors, but I didn't have the one that would fit in here. I basically had to hide the curb of the elevated path inside of this viewing window that the guests will use to just look at the caimans. There was a lot of issues with that, let me just tell you. You couldn't see that in the video, but just adding an elevated path and then water section so close to it, at the barrier so close to the elevated path. I was considering to use mods, but I then decided, okay, maybe I would try to do it, because now that we have all those console players, they cannot use the free build mod, so I will just try to prove that it is totally doable, but you have to, you know, work your way around it. I had to use the elevated path because down there, actually there are two floors, so down under this path there is another path that leads inside of the enclosures for other crocodilians, such as the gharials, the saltwater crocodile, and the alligators. So that's why I just had to use the elevated path, and unfortunately you don't have invisible elevated paths or paths that are elevated but don't have this curb in Planet Zoo. I still wish that it was introduced, because sometimes it is driving me crazy, because every time I need to find a way of hiding those curves, because normally they just don't fit to my builds. So yeah, this time we were able to hide them in this metal structure that I used as the viewing gallery for this habitat. And with that being said, the whole habitat is almost done, and now, as usual, it is time for some cinematic shots, so let's watch those caimans enjoy their habitat. I sometimes struggle with those smaller indoor enclosures because of the light and how it works in Planet Zoo, and that's why I always try to add those skylights, so we have a bit of the natural sun inside of this enclosure, and it right away makes things look so much better. Even if there are some rays, it creates those shadowed steps and so on. The caimans look so amazing in here. I think that this enclosure could be even a bit smaller to be like realistically fitted for them. This seems a bit a big one for a realistic zoo, but still I really like how it has turned out, better than I actually expected, and I really hope that the design of this enclosure matches the beautiful model of the Spectacled Caiman. I really believe that this is one of the best models in Planet Zoo. It is so totally amazing, almost looks real, so I really had to do my best to build a beautiful habitat for it. I really love to watch those guys swim in here. I think that the water section looks really nice. I really like this detail of the dead tree sticking out of the water, and also of course I love plants in Planet Zoo, and all of the plant work I did here looks quite good. I especially like the lianas and all the plants growing on them. I think it is such an amazing detail, and those lianas are actually one of my favorite things about the tropical pack, besides of the old animals and the building pieces. I think that if used right, they can look amazing in your tropical habitats. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you are happy that the Spectacled Caimans are finally included in the Elm Hill City Zoo. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video like this. Give this video a big thumbs up down below, and of course leave me a comment. Tell tell me what you think about the habitats. Maybe there is something that I should improve. If you would like to become a sponsor of the habitats in the Elm Hill City Zoo, you can do it by becoming a member of my channel with the join button down below. In the next episode of the Elm Hill City Zoo, we'll build for a very requested bigger animal, and after that we'll be again back to the reptile house. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!